Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I hope you know where you are. The 9 at 9 with Expert Talk with me, Tigo. And this is really, really fast. We go from 9 o'clock to 9:09. My producer doesn't play around. At 9:09, he's cutting me off no matter what I'm saying. And today we've got our good friend, Platinum. He's a member of this great band. I got to tell you. Found out a couple of years ago that I actually had this man's poster with his band on my wall when I was a teenager. This man is a member of Switch, platinum recording artist Switch. But on top of that, he is the host of one of the shows we produce called The Playground. This man interviews musicians from all over the world that tell stories that you don't get to hear about when you're sitting in those front rows wondering what happens backstage. Now you can know with The Playground. Today we have Mr. Eddie Fluellen. What's up, Eddie? How you doing?
Hey, Teresa. How you doing? Glad to be here.
I'm doing good. You know,
Thank you so much for having me.
Hair
yeah.
on the poster.
Yeah,
on the wall.
See, there it is. Look at all that hair there. There he is. Whenever I talk about that, I say that was about 100 pounds of hair ago.
100 pounds of hair ago.
By the way, I love your story. As long as we've known each other, I got to talk about this. As long as we've known each other, Teresa just told me a couple of years ago that she just realized that, hey, when you were talking about the poster, we'd known each other for so long, and then she realized, wait a minute, I was just thinking back, and hey, I remember that was your poster that I had on my wall back in the day. I'm like, okay.
Actually, I didn't remember. A friend of mine.
Oh, right.
Actually told me, you know, you had their poster on your wall, and I said, excuse me.
Get out of here.
It's like, Eddie's like my brother. I'm like, excuse me? And they're like, oh, yeah. Had his poster on the wall. I'm like, okay.
That's a great, I love that story.
Our business partner, Ann Anders, is out there, and she says, 100 pounds of hair.
Yep, and I paid much money for it. I paid much money for it to be taken care of, believe me.
All right, Eddie, you know, we're on a time. We got to get this stuff in.
I know.
Tell me about The Playground. Who's coming up? What are you doing? You're in season 2. What's going on?
I'm loving it, having a great time with the guests that we're having. And as you mentioned before, we get a chance to talk to people who have pretty much been there, done that. The vets of the business. As a matter of fact, tonight, look forward to the lead singer of the Mighty Manhattans, Gerald Alston, is going to be on tonight. And he pretty much talks about like what it took for him to get there. New things that he's doing, and he's more than just a vocalist with Manhattans. This man has got it going on business-wise, music-wise. I mean, he's got it going on. And again, that's pretty much what the show is about. I usually tell people it's more a teaching tool for those people that are coming up in the business. You want to watch these guys and see what bumps and bruises of the things they had to go through to get where they got. You know, so if you want to learn anything, these are the shows to watch. Definitely.
Right. And on The Playground, you guys, I mean, you really go in. You tell the stories. I mean, you tell what it was like. I'm sitting there listening to people talk about being, you know, behind Gladys Knight and Barry White. And I'm going, wait a minute. Every time I hear one of them stories, I call you up and say, I hate you. Because I didn't know you knew those people. And it's like, well, how come I wasn't there? You know, You're
And
good.
some of these stories are pretty amazing, as you've seen. We had Charlie Singleton on back in the beginning, guitar player for Cameo, who talked about going to getting a full ride scholarship to college on French horn. Like I've only known him as like the funkiest guitar player around, and he gets a full ride scholarship, for French horn. So I mean, when you hear stories like that, and Bill Champlin with Chicago, I mean, some of the things that he's done and everything, it's amazing. Some of these people that I'm able to talk to. Truly blessed.
Yeah, you even had on, oh my goodness, what's his name? Sound guy, Mr. Brown. You had
Andrew
him
Brown.
on. Yeah, you had him on talking about, and this guy, I'm in a different world kind of nut. I still hear the song when I say the words, and he was a part of it. I'm like, I hate Eddie. I didn't know he was here, and he's right here in Vegas too, y'all.
Right. Yeah,
y'all bad. Y'all
my
bad.
brother from another mother, definitely. I mean, we've been there and done that too. So yeah.
So what do you think? Before we move on, I got to ask you. We got to talk about the fact that it's audio, it's video. People can watch it on players.fm, players with an S.fm.
Yeah.
It's every Thursday at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Y'all can just go to players.fm and watch it there. You can watch it on Eddie's Facebook page. We have the Playground Facebook page. It's on YouTube. It's everywhere. But it's also audio. You've got it, on iHeart. It's like out there,
Yeah, there's no matter what your favorite what your favorite pod station is or streaming network is, you'll find us there. And fortunately, because of you, I'm able to get it's being seen. It's being pretty much shown, if not nationally, all over the world. So wow. I'm definitely glad for that.
Wow. Okay, I got to ask, because Ann just popped up and said, do music scholarships still exist? And as far as I know, yes, they do. Do they, Eddie?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. You can pretty much, man, there are so many. You pretty much have to do a search or whatever, or at whatever your favorite college is, ask them about it, because they're definitely available.
I was told not too long ago by a musician that band scholarships, there's so many millions of dollars out there for band members, and people don't even know it. So they're like, stop worried about put your kids in basketball, put a trumpet in their hand, put a trombone in their hand, because there's tons of scholarships out there for college to be in marching bands.
And I'm glad you mentioned that too, because we need musicians, and nothing against vocalists or whatever. I mean, I love you all or whatever, but we need musicians. We need people to get behind instruments and get up there and play. Play piano, learn the instrument, not just the technology behind it, but learn the actual instrument. It's
you mean play like you?
Well,
you mean play, because you play, man. You
play better than me.
No, you play, man. I remember the first time I met you, I sat in the coffee shop going, is he really going to play my show? Is he going really? With my mouth open.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, they just give you music and you're like, all right, I'll see you on Tuesday. You play. You play.
Thank you.
Okay, we got to run really fast. I've only got a couple of more minutes. I've got to ask you, how are you guys feeling about all the stages opening up, everything coming back? Are musicians going back to work? I mean, from the bars and the lounges to the super stages. Are they coming back?
We're looking forward to getting back out there and playing. Most of the people I've spoken to, they're really looking forward to getting out there and playing. So truly excited about it.
Truly excited about it. I'm hearing about concerts and residencies coming up in Las Vegas. Earth, Wind and Fire's coming in November. We got Usher, I think, next month. Things are really starting to open on the major stages.
Yeah.
I've also heard of things, in the park concerts. They're doing a lot of park stuff. Yeah. But what about the clubs, the lounges, that kind of stuff? Are those opening?
They're opening back up. They're opening. I just did a gig last week at the D down here in Las Vegas. But for most of the people I talk to, most of my musician friends here in town, they're playing and they're talking about how excited they are to be back on stage after a year and a half, and you can only imagine what that's like.
My goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm gonna thank you now, because I know if I ask the next question, this man that's producing us, Alan Estrada, he loves cutting me off. So I gotta tell you, I love you and thank you, Eddie. Now
you too. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
But we got to get down to Fremont Street, man, because Fremont Street, I heard they opened and the stages are back live down there.
Yep.
We got to go down and laugh at the tourists. That's what. Really, Alan? Really? I was 10 seconds away from being done. Okay, everybody, thank you for watching the 9 at 9. I know you can't see me because Alan cut me off again, but I'm Tigo, and I'll talk to you next time.